Okay, so bike's hot. I didn't get a video of me actually starting it because, of course, as soon as I turn the camera off, it starts. And I didn't want to kill my camera. Anyway, so it's hot. I just took it for a quick little rip down the highway, and I did what was suggested to me just by bringing it up to a good RPM. I don't have any gauges on my bike, so I'm kind of just doing it by ear. So brought it up to about 55 miles an hour, and what sounded like around 3,500 RPM to me. And let the compression kind of slow the bike down. If I can find the wrench I just had in my hand. Oh, there it is. This while it's hot. Let's hope that you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, good. I got a clean oil pan. Clean oil pan and clean funnel. And so that's, gonna drain it all into the oil pan, and then I've got the glass jar. I'll start off by getting the right sized wrench. And once it has all settled out in the pan, then I'll take whatever oil off the top, and then anything that's left in the bottom of the pan, I'll pour into the glass jar and look for any particles of metal that are bigger than what would be appropriate, or what would be, what you want, what you would expect in a motor. So this is gonna come out of here really fast, and it's hot. I feel like I need a backup plan here. Need a backup plan. Just in case that starts coming out of there way faster than I want it to. Not very stable, but all right, I'm gonna. So I guess I could do the whole magnet deal right away. That's the magnet I'm going to use. I did the magnet right away just because I was eager to know if there was any significant pieces of metal in there. But I did end up doing the magnet test again after it had settled out for a bit. I just didn't film that part. I'm just super curious just to see what might come out of here. So that's the magnet after dipping it in the pan. Not really anything on there. So, good sign. Hello, my YouTube people. So I took the bike out for a little ride today, and I think I need to move this. All right, took the bike out for a little ride today, just enough to get it hot, so that I could drain the oil, and got the oil drained, and I have some of it, whatever was in the bottom of the oil pan, sitting in a glass jar on the bench right now, letting that settle out. I'm just gonna take my exhaust pipes off right now and so I can get to my oil filter and also check out that situation on that rear cylinder, and see what's going on in my filter as well. So far, I ran like a magnet through the oil when it was sitting in the oil pan, and there was no like significant chunks of metal in there of any sort. It's more like a dust like type sheen on the top of the oil. Also, I did a compression test earlier when I got back from my ride while the bike was hot. And I just honestly, that gauge that I went and bought a new compression gauge, because the one that I was using is just like, it's been trashed around quite a bit by people that it was lent out to. So I just don't trust it. Like, I want to do a test with something that I know is going to be trustworthy and give me an accurate reading, so I'm not screwing around. So anyway, let's get to it. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, let's see what the bike tells us. Got all my tools here. Let me make sure that this camera's actually a decent angle, and it's not. Also, I will apologize for the crappy camera angle. I definitely need to get better at this whole filming and video editing side of things, so your patience is appreciated. A lot of this video you see my back in, so don't mind my back. Let's start with, I need this wrench to fit in to, I've got like a bracket back here, like nice and hidden, just that's holding my two pipes together, so giving them support there, and then another support back down under the rear exhaust, the rear cylinder exhaust here, and then obviously mounted at the heads. So I'll get this little S wrench in there and get these loose ends, just so that it gives me a little more movement with the pipes. Those exhaust bolts are in a pretty tricky spot, so I always struggle trying to get them off. There's not much room to move a tool around in there. Okay, those are loose enough now that when I undo the head, the bolts on the head studs, I'll actually be able to move the pipes around enough to get it all off. Which reminds me, kicker pedal is going to be in the way, so let's wire it up down. Going to be in the way. So I left my gloves out. It's gonna be like having it halfway through. Not to smash my face on my. Gonna do the back bracket. And my pipes are off, then I will have the ability to get, then once my pipes are off, I'll be able to reach my oil filter. So yeah. I'm gonna tell you, those are not very tight. Maybe I should have tightened them up a bit after. not very tight at all. So another tricky little trick that has been handed down to me for a shovelhead, because like these shovelhead gaskets, these copper ones, like they're crappy, man. Like they do not even seal. These, I had these on there before, and I could just feel so much exhaust coming out the backside where there was no, the stud wasn't. So I went and bought these Evo exhaust gaskets. So they're like a braided, they're not braided, but like a mesh woven, like mesh, and you gotta stretch them. Gotta stretch them a little bit to get them over the pipes, but they seal way better because they just squish to shape, and yeah, it was way better seal on those. Let's get this one off of here now. Let's get these pipes off, get that oil filter out, and take a little look-see. That's all good. Just make them off easily today. Okay. Okay, I thought I heard something fall. Let's get that up, down off of there. To get this off of there. Easy peasy. Well, you can see that that's definitely where the issue is with this piece up here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. You see? There we go. You see that oil there? That there, that is the culprit. That's still oily right there, but definitely like feels thick. Okay, so that's the gasket off of there. But see how they're like mesh, like they bend, they'll stretch too enough. They'll stretch enough to get on. Don't judge me for, you know what? You might judge me, but my oil filter, I've just got a flam on there. I'll have to find some better ones, I think. I was using these Napa Gold ones before, or I still use them. These Napa Gold filter, because it's black. I put a big filter on because better that way, I think, for oil cooled system. But it's black, so I like it. And then, yeah, so whatever. Enough about that. Let's get this. Okay, so I'm taking oil filter off my bike so that I can cut it open, do some surgery on it, see if it's telling me anything. Okay. Pliers. We're taking this oil filter off. Why did I tighten that up so damn tight? There we go. Holy. This under there. Catch some of that oil. Clean it all up afterwards. Okay. Got that out. Off. Out. Pretty full. Good, well, let's get into the filter. Okay, I'm gonna just dump this into my drain pan that I was using. And to see, we can see. Let's see what this looks like. Hey, just want to pop in for a minute and just thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe and like this video if you like what you see, and leave me a comment. But the folds of the filter will tell the true story. Look how mangled up I got that thing all mangled up trying to take it off. Actually, I also wanted to show the inside of this exhaust port. You can see definitely some oil. Now, mind you, like that was coming out of there when I had the bike running earlier. There was some oil coming out of there. I could see it hitting the exhaust pipe and smoking. And but mind you, I did put a little wee bit in there earlier today when I was doing the compression test on it, just to see like the ring deal in there, right? So that's could be some of that right now, but I kind of doubt it. Am I seeing up in there? So that valve definitely looks oily too. So I'm wondering now. Oh, come on. If I can see, would that be coming out of valve guide or what? I wish I could just stick a little, I wish I had like one of those surgery cameras. Would be perfect. Stick it right in. I want to make note as well that I have ordered a set of new jets from S&S. So I'm just waiting for those to come in the mail, and then I'll rejet my carburetor because this thing's definitely running too rich, as you can see. All set up here to cut this oil filter open. It got kind of squished taking it off. I think a lot of guys use hacksaws, but I don't want to use a hacksaw because I don't want any metal particles getting in there. So I'm going to try to use these. I don't want anything other in the filter other than what was running through my engine. So let's see here. This might not work. Might have to start a cut somewhere with a hacksaw. I just didn't want to. Do it that way. Might have to do it that way though. Yeah, this will definitely better blade for this. There we go. Try and hold something oily and round from moving while you cut through it with a saw. Okay, got a little hole in there. I hope that doesn't screw up whatever I'm trying to discover. But I just don't want to cut through the whole thing. Like, I don't want any extra metal shavings in there. Maybe that'll help wash out whatever might have got in there from the hacksaw. Okay. Okay, so got a little hole in there now. My hands are so oily, like, makes everything very difficult. I don't want to stab myself. Okay. Let's see about getting another tool oily. This one. Just spread that out a little bit. I'm not even halfway through. Jeez. All right. Let's see if I can. It's a filter element. All right. You'll see that. Like, it's looking good to me. I don't see no chunks. Let's take it apart a little further and see what's going on. I might have just broke my nail. I'm just using this Fram filter in there because I knew it was just going to be in there temporarily for the next few hundred miles or so. But if you guys have any suggestions that are better than like the Napa Gold filters, which I typically use, then leave me a comment to let me know what you guys use for oil filters. That's the inside of the filter. No metal. No metal whatsoever. So let's just have a quick little look-see at the jar. The jar of oil. Okay, get you guys a good view on this here. So that's the bottom. What is that? Hold on, hold the phone. Ignore that little red speck on the side there. That's a piece of the terry cloth rag that I was using. Like, no. Let me see if I can get some good. Okay, that's, so can you see just a few little specks of metal? A few little specks in there. I don't think that's anything to worry about. Let me know your thoughts, please. Kind sir, who has been giving me lots of very good advice. And I think that that is it for tonight, for tonight's story. I'm just gonna clean my mess up now and put everything back together. Put a new oil filter on there and New oil in the tank. New gaskets. I might film it. Might just do it tomorrow. Yeah. And I will catch y'all on the flip side.